Hello there. My name is Sarah Jenkins. Welcome to another Poetry Deep Dive today. I love Denis Martindale. He has written over 3,700 poems for the Poem Hunter website. Denis Martindale has written a brand new gospel poem. This poem is about the expression, "Be careful what you wish for." That is why the title of the poem is The Feathered Flight of Fantasy. Here's what the brand new poem's message shares with us today.
Think about that number for a second. 3,700 poems. That is just an absolutely staggering volume of work, and it really shows you Denis Martindale's incredible, unwavering dedication to his craft and his faith. He isn't just a casual writer popping in and out. He's this deeply committed poet who uses his words to dig into some really profound spiritual truths. And in this latest piece, he brings all of that experience into a fascinating, kind of funny, but deeply meaningful story. We've all heard that old saying, right? Be careful what you wish for. Well, it sets up the absolute perfect foundation for the dream we're about to explore. Because, we often think we know exactly what would make us happy. We want to escape our problems, maybe change our circumstances, or literally change who we fundamentally are. But as this poem brilliantly illustrates, sometimes our ultimate fantasies might actually be stripping us of our true God-given purpose. So let's dive right into it. This all kicks off with a heavenly dream negotiation, where a man is asking the Lord for something pretty special. In this dream, our guy is talking directly to Jesus, and he asks a seriously audacious question. He says, "Lord, could you turn me into an angel?" And I just love the visual the poem gives us here because it tells us that the Lord responds at first with a smile. Jesus actually plays along with the man's request. Instead of just immediately granting it or, scolding him for asking, the Lord decides to offer up a whole series of winged alternatives. It's like this playful, divine negotiation. And this is where it gets really funny because you see the man just escalating his rejections. Jesus starts small, right? How about a butterfly? The man is totally unimpressed. Okay, what about a sparrow? Not really feeling it. A bat? Definitely not thrilled. Jesus even offers him an owl, and the guy just literally sighs. Finally, Jesus offers up the majestic eagle, the absolute king of the skies. You think that would do the trick, right? No way. The man doesn't even blink before showing total disappointment. He's remarkably stubborn about turning down these amazing creatures. So Jesus is kind of like, okay, what's the deal here? And this is when the man's core motivation finally comes out. He tells Jesus, "I wanted to live a long, long time." That's exactly why he rejected the butterfly. They have super fleeting lives. And that's why he rejected all the others, too. He doesn't just want the wings of an angel. He wants the longevity, the pure endurance to enjoy this new flying existence for as long as humanly, or I guess avianly, possible. Which brings us right into the flight of fantasy, a truly glorious answer to a pilgrim's prayer. Hearing this intense desire for a long life, the Lord goes, "Aha!" and in a literal flash, suddenly transforms the man into a parrot. The sheer amazement of this transformation is just wild. The poem actually notes that it took the parrot a few minutes to even process what the heck just happened before he could speak to Jesus again. But when he finally does, his words just burst out in pure, unadulterated gratitude. Thank you, Lord. He got exactly what he wanted: wings, the ability to fly, and that incredibly long lifespan that parrots are so famous for. I can fly, the parrot thinks to himself, and he just launches high into the sky, soaring way above the world, surveying all the land down below. And for anyone who has ever felt weighed down by the heavy day-to-day responsibilities of human life, you can completely understand the appeal here, can't you? It's the ultimate freedom. No bills, no stress, no deadlines, just the open sky and the wind beneath his vibrant feathers. It is the absolute peak of his fantasy. So after tearing up the skies and enjoying this incredible flight for a while, the parrot flies back down to Jesus. And there's this really tender moment described here. The Lord picks him up gently, offering him some food and water. Jesus looks at him and asks, "Are you happy now?" And the parrot just excitedly agrees, squawking, "I'm so happy, Lord." He really truly thinks he has unlocked the ultimate secret to perfect happiness. But you know how dreams work. One minute you're flying, and the next, boom, a sudden reversal, right back to reality. Without any warning whatsoever, Jesus turns the joyful parrot right back into the regular human man he was before. The fantasy is just instantly stripped away. You can practically feel the jarring whiplash of this moment. The man is completely baffled. He's looking down at his own two hands, realizing his beautiful wings are completely gone, and he asks the ultimate question. Why did you do that, Lord? He had finally found his perfect carefree existence, and he simply cannot wrap his head around why it was suddenly taken from him. And this is where the explainer gets really good, as we get into the profound reasons why and the immense value of human duties. This brings us to the real emotional and theological climax of Martindale's poem. Jesus doesn't just give him one quick reason, he hits him with this incredible cascade of profound questions. Jesus asks the man, how many gifts did you give to the Father in heaven? How many Christian ministries did you donate to? How many lost souls did you preach to? How many hungry and thirsty people did you bless? How many children did you bring into this world and grandchildren from then on? These aren't just chores. These are monumental, world-changing spiritual and earthly duties. And then Jesus drops the absolute ultimate truth bomb, hitting right at the heart of the matter. He says, to all of these questions, you were worthless as a parrot. Wow. Just let that sink in. A long, flying, completely carefree life means absolutely nothing if you are entirely incapable of fulfilling your higher, God-given purpose. As a bird, sure, he could fly, but he couldn't love his neighbor, he couldn't preach the gospel, he couldn't raise a family or give a dime to the poor. His perfect little escapism actually made him completely useless to the kingdom of heaven and to humanity itself. Which leads us directly into our final realization, being content to be human. It truly is a good day to be alive. Think about the total contrast here. On one hand, you've got this wild desire to just escape reality, to check out and just fly around as a bird to avoid the heavy weight of life. But on the other hand, you have the beautiful, deeply grounded reality that he actually wakes up to. He is a preacher. He is a poet. He is a potential future father. The man wakes up from this dream so radically humbled. He realizes that the mundane, difficult, but incredibly beautiful aspects of being a human being are actually privileges. Privileges that not even angels, or eagles, or parrots for that matter, ever get to experience in the same way. Because of this bizarre, feathery flight of fantasy, the Christian gentleman is able to just look down at his own two human hands and finally recognize his immense blessings. He realizes that his ability to do good works, to love deeply, to struggle, and to serve are the absolute real gifts of life. He is, as the poem says, more blessed than he ever realized. The dream did exactly what it needed to do, you guys. It didn't give him an escape. It gave him a much-needed perspective. So I want to leave you with this final, really vital question to reflect on today. Are you recognizing the blessings of your own human duties? Look, when life gets super heavy, it's so incredibly tempting to wish we could just sprout wings and fly far away from it all. But remember Denis Martindale's profound message here. Don't wish away your capacity to do good, to help others, and to build a lasting legacy. Stop wishing for a flight of fantasy and start embracing the beautiful, purposeful reality of exactly who you were made to be. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.